Mary and Molly Show. I'm Mary.
I'm Molly. Today we will be reading from Uncle Arthur's bedtime story called Locked in the Cupboard.
Ooh. And today's story is the second part from Kenny's Comfort that I read a couple weeks earlier. So definitely enjoy today's second part. And if you haven't seen the first part, here's the link. Enjoy, friends!
While we're still thinking about Kenny and his new little sister, I must tell you another story about them. Which could have been, but for her, one of the saddest stories ever told. You see, they were playing hide and seek together one day, having such a happy time. First, Kenny would hide, calling out, "Ready!" When he was safely tucked away somewhere, the little sister would wander all around the house and out in the garden, looking high and low for him. To tell you the truth, she wasn't very good at finding anything or anybody. Perhaps because everything was so new to her. But she would hunt and hunt until at last she would come to the right place. Then there would be a big yell of excitement as the children saw each other again. After that, little sister would hide. At least, she would try to hide. For it was very difficult to go anywhere that Kenny did not know about. And soon there would be another big shout as she was discovered. Now, it so happened that a new cupboard had just been built in Mother's laundry, which stood some distance away from the house near the garage. As soon as the carpenter had finished it, he made up his mind that the very next chance he got, he would get inside that cupboard, and then little sister would never find him. The chance soon came. Kenny crept silently into the laundry and, bending down low, managed to squeeze himself between the two bottom shelves of the cupboard. The shelves, by the way, were about 26 inches wide and 11 inches deep, with just 16 inches between them. There was no room to spare. Quite sure that he was well hidden this time, Kenny called, "Ready!" Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the open window of the laundry. Click. The door had blown shut, and the latch had snapped into place. Kenny was trapped inside, in pitch darkness, wedged between the two shelves. Terrified, he called and called and called. voice travel so far. Then he heard a sound that brought new hope to his poor little heart. It was the pat, pat, pat of tiny feet coming toward the laundry. Kenny had never heard such a welcome sound in all his life. It was like the footfalls of an angel. "Here I am!" he cried, and he heard the pat, pat, pat come right inside the laundry. "Where are you?" asked little sister, looking around in wonder at hearing a voice but seeing nobody. "In the new cupboard! I can't open it! I can't! This new handle is too high up! Oh, try! Stand on your tippy toes and try!" Little sister, frightened by the sound of Kenny's voice, tried her very best. She stood up on the very tips of her toes and reached up just as high as she could. There was a click as she pressed back the catch. Then a shout of joy as Kenny tumbled out from between the two shelves. Can you guess what happened next? Well, Kenny picked little sister up in his arms and kissed her over and over again. In all his life, he will never forget how she came to his rescue and saved him from his terrible prison in the dark, hot cupboard. Then they ran indoors to tell Daddy all about it. And he said that he thought it was a very unwise thing for any little boy or girl to hide in a cupboard. For so many children who have done so have never been found until it was too late. He said that neither of them was to hide in a cupboard again. Then he kissed them both and gave them 2 pieces of candy. When they had gone out again, laughing and happy, he said to himself, "What did I say about the cost of bringing home that darling wee thing? She has covered 1,000,000 times the cost of what she did today." Thank you, friends, for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to receive immediate notifications of our new weekly video. Friends, don't forget to tune in next week for another amazing true story. Goodbye!